How many times have you heard something like this? The media just loves Zion Williamson, or the media has a crush on LaMelo Ball. It's something that I've seen a lot, and it's something that I've noticed on the big name, big market, mainstream media pages, to say the least. It isn't something I believe is just limited to young players, though. I've seen people say these things about, big name stars like LeBron. I think he's actually the biggest example of them all. But I've seen it for years, even before I became a content creator. The media does have a tendency to favor certain players based on popularity and excitement. And today I do want to talk about this problem. Not in the way you think, however. It has more to do with my problem with fans having a problem with the promotion of specific young players. But before we get into today's video, if you're new, you like basketball, like the NBA, like anything with sports, I really think you would love this channel. So if you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I upload new daily on this channel. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so doing all those things would be a big help to me. Also, make sure you follow my Twitter and my Instagram. Links to both of those in the description below. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. Now, I do think that the media should give more attention to other young players. De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion, is the biggest example that comes to mind of a young player that's very exciting that just doesn't get enough attention. I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr. gets enough attention from the media because I think his ceiling is through the roof, and I don't think that people understand just how good he could be. I mean, Kobe White had a 30-point per game streak going in his rookie season, and little to no one was paying attention to it. I wouldn't have known about it if I didn't have friends that were Bulls fans. Colin Sexton had a block on Zion Williamson that no one talks about, which is ridiculous to me. He also dropped 41 points against a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and no one talks about it. So I'm well aware of the fact that the media does need to focus on other young, talented players as well, and I only gave you a few examples. There's definitely a lot more examples I could have given, but I just gave you a small preview of young players that deserve more attention. However, the problem for me is that people hate on these really talented young players for the sole purpose of the fact that they get media attention. Like, people hate how the media always posts about Zion Williamson. I don't understand why people can't grasp the idea as to why the media would want to promote Zion Williamson content. He's an exciting young player that's very marketable both on and off the court. He has insane production to back up the kind of coverage that he's getting. I really just don't see the problem with the media promoting a player like this. The game simply hasn't seen a player like Zion Williamson. Someone that's built like an NFL defensive lineman with the athleticism of a wide receiver and has elite basketball skills and basketball IQ. Of course they want to promote that kind of player. Also, add on top of that, he was a very popular high school athlete that more than lived up to the hype both in college and at the NBA level so far, and it makes more than enough sense as to why the media is promoting him. The other big example of this is LaMelo Ball. Let's start with the fact that people have this inability to move past what he was doing when he was a 15-year-old, and it's a big reason why he still gets a lot of hate. Apparently, he can't grow up and change over the course of 4 or 5 years. Like Zion, though, LaMelo does get a lot of coverage because of his past popularity. However, LaMelo, in his own right, is very worthy of the coverage that he's getting now because he is one of the most gifted passers I've ever seen. He makes passes that even some of the best players in the game can only dream of, and he makes those passes look easy. His ability to manipulate defenses at such a young age is insane. Add on top of this, he has a gunslinger mentality, and you have a recipe for a highlight machine. An elite passer that has flash and flair to his passes, as well as an ability to go out from 3, that's highlight heaven. Also, what makes LaMelo's flashy passes more interesting is he doesn't just do them to play to a camera or be flashy. He does it to manipulate a defense, and it works. a 19-year-old that's able to control an NBA offense while being entertaining is something that's interesting and worth promoting. My point is that both LaMelo and Zion are getting massive amounts of media hype, and it makes sense because it's justified. And I understand that the other promising young players deserve recognition, but you shouldn't be taking away from what Zion and LaMelo are doing simply because the other guys aren't getting attention. Like, you can bring attention to these other young players that deserve more recognition while also appreciating what Zion and LaMelo are doing, because what they're doing is incredible. I'll be honest with you, you can't change the way the media works. You can't change the players that they promote. The media doesn't care about the nuances of basketball and underrated players and cool stories like that. They care about the popular names and things that they know can bring them income, revenue, clicks, views, the whole kit and caboodle. If you want somebody that actually does talk about the nuances of basketball and underrated players that the media won't talk about, go check out my guy Vomp 2.0. He makes videos about these guys all the time, and he makes really good videos about these players all the time. And he has a lot of great energy, and it's just great content overall. I think you guys would be better off, instead of just wasting your time getting mad and writing these hateful things in the comments of ESPN and Bleacher Report. Instead of doing that, use that time that you're doing that and use it to watch his videos, because he makes great stuff about underrated young players, and I think it's really awesome. I see both sides of this argument. I do see the side of there are young players that just aren't getting the promotion and the recognition that they really do deserve. Like, Darius Garland is off to an amazing start to his second season, and not a lot of people outside of like the people I know personally that are basketball junkies are talking about it. You know, Kevin Porter Jr. had so many poster dunks in his rookie season, and no one knows about it because no one talks about it. If he was on a big market team, he would be on SportsCenter every night because of those stunts, because they were insane. Like, I understand that really Ja Morant's the only one in Memphis getting national media attention, and rightfully so. He's an exciting young player with production to back it up. He's so good. But people really should start recognizing that Jaren Jackson Jr. has one of the highest ceilings in the NBA as an offensive and defensive player. He's a complete mismatch, and it's really insane to think that a guy with this high of a ceiling isn't being talked about like that. But I also see the side of this. Just because those guys aren't getting the attention that they deserve doesn't mean that the guys that are getting attention don't deserve it either. And you shouldn't hate them. These are young people. Like, Zion Williamson's 20, LaMelo Ball's 19, and they're really good at basketball. Being exciting and being good at basketball is going to get you promoted. And LaMelo Ball and Zion Williamson do that. And they're really good too. So I don't really see the problem with them being promoted. I think there's a way for you to promote Zion Williamson and LaMelo Ball while also promoting Darius Garland or Jaren Jackson Jr. or Kevin Porter Jr. Guys like that. So there is a way for both of this to work. And again, that's why I made this video. And there's another way you can avoid like this idea of young players not getting attention, not getting what they deserve, because I know plenty of friends that have YouTube channels that talk about these young players. In fact, in my channel description on my channel page, like on my featured channels, you can go look at guys. Like, there are a bunch of guys that make content, and they make really good content, and they make content about popular players, and they make content about players that aren't as popular. And I want you guys to go check them out. Go subscribe to them, go watch the stuff. And everyone in my featured channel list is very, very good, and they make very good stuff. And, you know, so giving them more recognition. And I think that's a way you could combat, you know, the idea of only stars get attention in the media, by giving guys that give those other players the attention that they deserve more recognition. But that is the end of this video. If you've made it to this point, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you like about the media? What do you not like about the media? I know there's going to be more talk about the latter than the former. But let me know what your thoughts in the video down below, especially in the NBA. What are your thoughts on guys like Zion Williamson and LaMelo Ball, who are some underrated young players that you would want to see videos about? Because I probably am gonna be making a lot of videos about underrated young players as the years go on. So let me know all that stuff in the comment section below. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all those things. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. And with that being said, have a nice day.